Well, hello, you podhead. Oh, do we have some controversies for you today? Two major ones that are going to be a part of this recap. But first, our sponsor. No, I don't. You see my subscriber count? Do you think I have fucking sponsors? Look at me. I just want to remind everybody that these recaps / reflections are just going to be based on when I feel like I should record them. So whenever, like for the recaps, whenever events happen that I want to talk about, I fucking record it. Reflections is when I just want to grab a topic about nerdy shit and then expand on that one topic. Today, there's two big events that have overshadowed basically everything ever, and that is let's get the fucking dumbest one out of the way. How about that? Now, I'm glad that, you know, when these type of situations happen, it's a loud minority. But with Hogwarts Legacy and idiots trying to boycott it because they don't like J.K. Rowling. That's it. They don't like the person who holds the IP. Because everybody else who works on this goddamn game be damned. If you don't want to buy a game because you don't like the person who owns the IP to said game, if you don't want to give money to a specific person, or at least if you think you're not giving money to a specific person, even though your money doesn't actually matter in this case, but we'll get to that. Fine, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it. That's fine. You do you, boo. But don't shit on other people for doing it. Like if they want to buy the game, if they want to get the book, if they want to buy the Funko Pop, like just fucking let them do it. Hogwarts Legacy is going to be probably, maybe, hopefully a good game. There's a lot of hype around it. And we're all hoping that it's going to be a good game. But there are some people who consider themselves allies, thinking that if you buy a video game, it's going to completely ruin trans folk out there. And it's going to cause an apocalyptic event or some shit because you bought a game. These are the overreactions we're getting on the internet. And I mean, yeah, like we've known this for fucking decades, but it just never ceases to amaze me just how crazy people are and how much emotion and then zero thought, because you don't have an intellectual cell in your brain, so you just want to cry, bitch, piss, and moan, without actually thinking about how logistics work and also how donations work and how charities work and how IPs work and how anything in the fucking industry works. These idiots think that if you buy anything that has the label of Harry Potter, is that all that money is going directly to the millionaire, billionaire, pretty sure it's millionaire, and then they will use that money for heinous acts up in their evil tower in the middle of New York, guarded by flying space monkeys. And that is just going to come down and kill trans people. When really, the only money she's really getting is possibly royalties, which, again, we don't even know. Possibly royalties, but money for using the IP. She isn't making a whole lot of money off of this game. The people you should be worrying about is the company who is making the game, the developers who are making the game, which is another argument of people thinking, oh, well, fuck my mouth, the developers already got paid. That's not exactly, it's not that easy. Developers don't get paid immediately right off of a contract sign. There is a lot more that goes into paying your developers than being able to just work on a game. Yeah, they do get paid for working on a game, no matter how much it sells to a point, but there's a lot of logistics that go into, you know, going into the actual game sales and being able to keep on game devs. And it depends on if they're contract workers or if they're actual just in-house developers, because that messes things up. And if the game flops and you're getting people out of jobs because they're going to get laid off because they're not making money off the game, because now they're going off of a deficit, they're not making a profit, which screws the developers. Harry Potter is so much fucking bigger, so much bigger, way bigger. Here's J.K. Rowling. She did the rights of the books, and then the types. I assume that was the order of processes because it was the 90s, so people actually used pen and paper. And then she released the book, and then even when the movies came out, she only had her say lore wise. For this game, she just has her say lore wise, and that's about it. It's so much bigger. Harry Potter is so much bigger than she is. And also, now we're talking about her making money. The game could fucking flop, and she wouldn't even notice. She wouldn't notice. She has money burning holes in her pockets. She could be wearing cargo pants, and those bitches be overflowing. Boycotting the game is not, if you think she's donating to nefarious, anti-trans, want no rights for trans or whatever, if that's the case, even though her opinion is a little bit more tame, not that I agree with her, I am not saying I agree with her, she kind of sucks. She's a little cuntish. I'll give you that. But I'm pretty sure her views are at least a little bit more tame than, how Twitter likes to see it as she wants fucking zero rights for trans people, kill all trans people. I'm pretty sure it's not that. But let's even say it is. Let's say she's all about that. She has the money to do it. She has more than enough money. The movies still make her money. The books still sell. Merchandise when it comes to t-shirts and toys and keychains and phone cases, probably, I don't know. Stickers, fuck. Harry Potter World and Universal probably makes more money a week than that game is gonna fucking see in a lifetime. But nobody's boycotting that. You see people walking around doing you know what with you know who with their wands and their capes and their robes. I said capes. They don't wear capes. They wear robes. I just thought flowy things. And then I realized that it's really just a small minority of people who give a shit about this. And because again, Harry Potter is a world that people love. And you just gotta accept that. And she's not doing anything wrong to ruin everything, right? So just let people like Harry Potter and play the fucking game. Honestly, I kind of want to play the game the day it comes out, just so I could piss off this small, loud minority of people and get views on Twitch. Because your hate raids will still give me algorithm boosts. And nothing you say, if you're one of those people, nothing you say is going to change my mind. I am hard on this. I'm not... Poor choice of words. I am very solidified in my stance. I will stand firm. Rock hard. So, just let people enjoy the fucking Harry Potter. Jesus Christ. Shit. There is a group of... There is a company that did screw themselves. And a boycott that actually worked. And it's a lot more gray than the situation of the Potters. And that is... And I... gonna try to put a new spin on this because I'm sick of hearing about it. I've skipped so many videos because now my entire fucking feed is about this subject. So I'm just gonna give my super unique, crazy, awesome, or hateful, probably hated take, because most people are, again, talking with anger, but this is a lot more gray. It's okay. It became more gray. It was pretty straightforward first, and then it became more gray because people are impatient as fuck. The OGL, the Dungeons and Dragons OGL. This is where we're at. Okay. So quick, easy rundown. There was a leak on the open game license for Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons. An OGL was just, hey, you can make Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and we won't fuck you over. Cool. It's like you could profit off of making books for us. Awesome. Cool. And then there's also some like other content shit in there, but that legally doesn't matter because they have literally zero power in how people make content about DnD. Because fair use and copyright, like live play and also transformative work, they have literally zero say in that. So I don't know why they think they do, but they don't. But anyway, they made a change to the OGL, super shitty. Trying to take profits from creators, and a bunch of other crap that's basically like, hey, we want to take credit for all your work and take a big portion of your money too. That's not cool. And trying to make all the restrictions. They later, after a week, 1 week, by the way, 1 fucking week, they're like, oh, this was a lot, or this was just a draft. We weren't actually planning on doing it. We want to hear from other people. However much of a lie that is, if it's a draft, nobody buys it. I don't give a shit. Corporate speak is corporate speak, but they heavily stepped back on what they said. Yeah. And now they're just trying to make a new OGL, and try to make it how we want it. Okay, there's a rundown. Whatever. Okay, so here's my 2 cents about this. Original OGL, trash, gross, whatever. So the only controversial part of me speaking on that first part is expecting people to say stuff in one day, thinking that your silence is deafening and it shows that you don't care and you just want to blow the dib whatever. Corporate and PR things can't take overnight. You're just some asshole on the internet. I'm just some asshole on the internet. We're all just assholes on the internet who could spew whatever we want to say whenever we want to say it. Companies can't do that. Companies need checks, revisions, going through a team, and paint whatever they need to paint and get all the information. Like, this is one of the biggest cases of chronically online that I've ever seen. People lose the sense of time in the scenario. People are like, man, yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. It's been like 3 weeks. Like, when you get to say something? Fucker, it's been 6 days. And then they put out a statement, and now they are steadily putting stuff out, but apparently it was too far gone, and they should have said something sooner. Shit like this takes a while. Even some individuals can't say stuff immediately when when accusations come out, and then how the fuck are you gonna let them out of the door when there's pitchforks and torches outside? You can't push somebody back and intimidate them and then expect them to retaliate immediately. I get it. We want answers. And no, I am not defending the original draft, no matter how much of a lie that sentence is. It is now the original version of the OGL before they went back on it. I'm not agreeing with any of that. That was a trash document. Our voices were heard, and you have to be patient. And now they're doing the best they can to make everybody happy. Now, here's my take on everything so far at this point. Documents take time. Yes, documents take time. Don't expect anything overnight. But also, documents need revisions. They're making a new OGL to stick with the times. Yeah, everybody's like, just keep the original OGL. They're not. You're at that point, you're fighting a losing battle. Just fucking accept it. They're sticking with. They're making a new OGL. What you should focus on is trying to make this new OGL as good as the original, and then they could, and having them add whatever new updated shit they need to do, like NFTs or other bullshit that they weren't able to cover a decade ago. You need to choose your battles. You need to figure that shit out. because they're 100% going for the new OGL. They have to update a document. Let's try to compromise with them and keep a close eye. I'm not saying they're completely off the hook, but keep a close eye and just try and make this new OGL better. Because if they're going to try to stick with the new OGL, just trying to make it as close to the original OGL as possible. But also, here's the thing about the legality of the OGL, which more lawyers need to be involved in this. It can't be 100% community because it's not going to go anywhere. Half the shit they're trying to do can't happen. The original OGL was also mostly pointless. The OGL's only purpose should be for publishing D&D third-party content. If you make a book, it's like Dungeons and Dragons, Pirates. I'm like you make a whole new like a pirate campaign, like, you know, a module, or you make, you know, a new book for weapons, but it's classified under D&D. That's the only thing that they can't control because they own the IP. They own the name Dungeons and Dragons. If you try to publish with something that is Dungeons and Dragons, that is directly related to the game itself, bam, you need to work with them. Game mechanics cannot be copyrighted. So Pathfinder and games like that are more than fine, because there is no mention of Dungeons and Dragons within the rule book, and they have their own expression of the mechanics. Now, you can't just call it, you know, call your game Shoots and Ladders, the TTRPG version, and then just copy and paste their words, because that is their expression of those mechanics. You could use all their mechanics and be like, and this is how we tell you how to use it. Cool. Awesome. That's yours. 100% legality, whatever. As far as content goes, the OGL does not fucking matter. And they even have their own separate document for that, but even that doesn't matter, because we have something called fair use, and while that is a very shaky gray thing, if it's transformative work, you can't copyright it. People playing Dungeons & Dragons at a table can't copyright it. People talking about Dungeons & Dragons on a video, what I'm doing exactly right now, they can't do anything about it. No matter what the OGL says, legally, they can't go against it. So, any content creator out there who's like, man, my entire life is fucking ruined because this new OGL is going to fuck me over. Even though nothing has been set in stone, you guys are overreacting. There's a lot of overreacting happening, and you guys need to calm down, think about it, try to make it work. And then if you guys are like, well, I don't trust D&D anymore, I'm not going to deal with them, then you're not in the conversation anymore. Go with the ORC that Pathfinder goes, be with them, and just shut up. Like, I get the mentality. If you don't want to do things with D&D, fine. Like, I get it. If nothing changed, I would have jumped ship too. I'm sticking out, waiting to see what happens, because I like D&D. I like the mechanics. I like how the game runs. So I don't want to give it up and burn bridges immediately if I don't have to. If the new OGL is basically the same, which, again, it only affects people who make content that is labeled D&D, and by content I mean like books and modules and items and whatever. If that is largely unaffected, and we keep a close eye on it and see if they change the OGL, every change needs to be looked at after it gets released. But if it stays relatively the same, I'm okay with it. Even if you say, well, we've seen their intentions, and we know that they're gonna they want to squeeze every dollar out of me. Like, yeah, but if we just keep them, if we tell them what we want and they know what we want, or we're not going to play their game, they're not going to do that. No matter whatever their intention is, which, by the way, it's the CEOs. Don't yell at employees. Employees want the best for us, and they're trying to change the game as much as we are, or keep the game the same, I guess, is more so it. So whatever the CEO wants, it doesn't matter what their intentions are, as long as the rules that we want stay in place so that they could keep making their money. They need customers to make money, and they don't want to push people away. Whatever the reason is, as long as it works for us, that we could still do this and play this game and enjoy the hobby and make content for it, then it doesn't matter what their intentions are. Now, again, if you're completely jumping ship, then jump ship. Like, you can't just stand on the plank forever. Fucking jump. I would be the worst at talking to somebody off a building. If you're gonna say I'm switching systems, I'm gonna look at what Cobalt Press is doing, which I'm interested in. I'm gonna see what Matt Colville is doing, or if Critical Role actually has their own system coming out, or whatever. Then do it. You're not part of the conversation anymore. If you're not actively trying to work with Wizards of the Coast to make the best game possible, and you just want to jump ship, and you just want to give Wizards of the Coast all the shit and no benefit of the doubt in any way, shape, or form, and you're just like, well, D&D is ruined, I don't want to play it anymore, I'm playing a different system anyway, like, and I want to tell everybody to play Pathfinder, it's a better game anyway, because I say so. Then get yourself out of the conversation. The conversation is only for people who want to play the game. If you don't want to play the game, then just fucking stop. Shut up. Shut up. Like, this is exhausting. This is absolutely exhausting. People speak before they think and have knee-jerk reactions without thinking about the nuance of the situation. This is a lot more complicated than fucking a dialogue tree in Mass Effect. It's a lot more complicated than that. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. So the moral of the video is, if you like Harry Potter, buy Harry Potter. If not, shut up. And kind of the same with D&D. If you're not gonna fight for the change, you're just gonna play Pathfinder instead. Then just fucking play Pathfinder instead. That's where I'm at. I'm exhausted. Filming this at 1:13 a.m. because I had to get it off my chest. Now I have to edit it sometime this weekend. So with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. All my socials are down in the description. And till next time. Bye.